there is a shielding, okay, that is taking place here. And I'm getting it is surrounding your frequency, and it's like how it is really affecting their inner growth, you guys. Now, you guys, I feel like you have like maybe stopped chasing, is what I'm getting here, okay? I feel like you've stopped fixing, okay? I feel like you have finally built a spiritual shield around your energy, collective, and it's having this profound type of unintended effect on their soul, okay? So today we are going to dive in and just see why your high frequency is acting as such a reflection, forcing them to face growth, is what I'm getting here, that they've been avoiding for years. You guys, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much, as always, for stopping by. You guys, please remember that this is a general message. Always use your discernment and your intuition, okay? Only take what resonates and leave the rest. Now, let's get into this message, because there is this power of this shield, okay? And I'm getting here, you guys, that the energy is very calm right now, all right? So this isn't about blocking love. That's not what's happening here. It's about blocking distortion, okay? So when you hold a frequency of peace, as you do, that's what I'm picking up on here, collective, it's like you've become this clear channel, this conduit, right? And because you are no longer absorbing their shadow, they have no choice but to deal with it themselves, okay? And sit with it. So there's a lot of soul reflection going on right now, all right? Is what I'm picking up on. Now, you see that with the Queen of Air. This, I feel like, is showing up as your energy, all right? Intuitively awakened. So with this, you guys, it isn't cold, but this is a representative, and there is no gender in tarot, but I'm getting here like she is cold. I'm hearing that, right? Now, and clear, right? So you have set boundaries surrounding something. Maybe, and that is protecting your peace, but it's because you're no longer in entertaining low vibrational patterns, right? Their soul is feeling the chill of their own absence in your life, okay? So I'm getting here that this can be a little bit trippy energy, you guys. Now, with the Hermit, this is the next card, okay? All right, you guys, this energy, okay, is what your frequency is actually forcing them into. All right. And I feel like this is like unintended, because it's not like this is something that you've orchestrated or it's an act or something, you know, whereas you're going along with, you know, I'm getting here some type of script to get a reaction from them. But this is just genuine, you know, your who you are, your essence, right? But what is happening here, regardless, is, and I feel like this is something that is definitely, it had to happen here in this physical realm in order for you guys to step into that deep spiritual connection, that 3D, 5D energy, right? So this shows you guys, their soul is now in a period of forced introspection, right? This is something that would not have happened, but they're being sent into this, okay? They're being sent in to find themselves, okay? They were shielded from it before, right? But now they have to go in, all right? So I'm getting, you know, without your energy to lean on, they're having to find their own flicker of light in the dark. Okay, so I feel like this was potentially a case that, you know, you were guiding them, but this is someone I feel like they potentially made it far too difficult. So you were pulled out in a divine manner, right? So that they have to do it themselves, okay? Now, I'm getting that your growth has reflected back to them exactly where they are still standing still. No movement, you know? So I feel like this is someone that is in the midst of an internal conflict, right? Now, I'm seeing here this with the Five of Fire, okay? It's kind of like this person was, I don't really get bored with themselves or something like that. But they are currently experiencing some internal friction. Okay, now what I'm picking up is you could be feeling this, right? Because just because there's like distance or there's silence or something like that does not mean that you don't still link on that astral type of energy, right? So that's explaining that. If you were guided to this message, y'all, yeah, this is what it is. Because I feel like some of you guys, you're here just for clarification, like, what's going on here? Here it is, okay? This shows that their egoic battling is sitting in the new truth of your energy and what it has revealed to them about them. All right. Yeah. So they're realizing that to match your frequency, collective, and stick with me here, they have to drop that internal competition and the masks that they've been wearing. All right. It's like somebody was switching them out almost, you know? This is someone that was adapting to multiple scenarios, and I feel like, you know, it was just like hot and cold, off and on again, an inconsistent type of energy. But now there's a shift and there's a balance and temperance. There we go. There's the confirmation. That's why I said, y'all stick with me here. All right. Yeah. So this energy here, this is the result of them looking within, right? So it shows the beginning to balance their own energy. Someone didn't know who they were. Okay. This was someone that I feel like there was like some emulating or just, you know, trying to match frequencies, but it was not genuine. They never tapped into their true self. And I feel like you have essentially freed this person, right? From this, it's like this, some type of cyclical energy that they've been in essentially for their whole existence here in this earth realm, right? So something has broken, and I'm getting here, it's finally time for, you know, all of them to be, you know, their emotions, their intuition, their frequencies, their, you know, it's all time for that integration and for everything to fire at once. You know, it was like bits and pieces here all over the place that they borrowed from maybe other situations or other scenarios, but they're finding themselves. Wow. Okay. This energy, you guys, they have to drop all of what they've known. You're a godsend, is what I'm getting. Even through the fog, the chaos, the smoke is what I'm getting here. Yes. So this is them finding themselves and then getting balanced, right? They are learning how to flow instead of fight. Okay? Your elevated frequency is teaching them without a single word being spoken how to heal themselves. Now, not on a self-medicating type of energy. You know, I'm getting here, this is definitely a moment of truth and clarity. All right. Now, with this energy here, look at that with the next card. We do have the High Priestess. Okay, so, and there's that balance. You see that? The yin and the yang. All right. So, you guys, Your power lies, a lot of you guys, which you may not realize, it's in your silence. Okay? And there's a lot of that. I feel like you guys, there's a communication there. Okay? This reminds you that you don't need to explain your growth to them. Okay? I'm getting that it's like that spiritual reflective energy works best when it is still. So there's still like that telepathic type of communication, right? And I'm getting here that as long as you keep focusing on your own path and allow that frequency to do the heavy lifting, all right? Because I feel like, for someone here in the collective, I'm picking up on, there was a lot of hands-on energy trying to work with this person, okay? But I feel like the absolute energy that you are picking up on the change and their elevation and their evolution, as well as they are yours, okay? So I'm seeing that it's more like the energy of you being your energy, your light is being the catalyst, which you may not realize, even when there's no word said. There's nothing to speak, is what I'm getting here. But there is such a strong vibrational frequency that is undeniable, that is still a guide in the dark. Y'all, did you know you was that deep? Because guess what? You are a collective. If you've been guided to my messages, yes, you are. Okay, so yeah, high spiritual ranking. Okay, let's get some more here. Because you may be like, wait, how am I doing all that? But you are. A lot of times we're sent on these, our missions, on our journeys, as, light beings. It's like, guess what? You may not even realize it because it's so far distant. It's like light years past when you got, like, I'm getting the orders, is what I'm getting here on what you're supposed to be doing, the element of protection and everything else, right? But that doesn't negate the fact that you're still there with this person and you're making a difference, you're making a change in this love connection. Oh, yeah. So, you guys, look at this. There's the judgment, okay? That you may not see, right? Yeah. There it is, you guys, showing up. What else do we have here? So, just know that it's a difference that's been made. You see that? There's Hierophant showing up. I feel like it's almost like that's your energy, is what I'm picking up on, okay? On a very spiritual, traditional level. But you're operating on like cosmic time, is what I'm getting here, okay? This is something that's otherworldly, and it's like you have found this person, so that's where that link is at, okay? Yeah. So this is the integration phase starting or about to. Y'all, what else do we have here? Yeah, things are absolutely moving forward. You see that? Yeah, so it's like I'm getting it, you guys. Your energetic presence is very strong, stronger than something they've ever experienced, okay? And it's something more, I feel like, than a lot of you may realize. What else do we have here? Look at this. Oof. There it is. So we have the King of Swords. So this is someone that is reaching, I'm getting new levels, maybe of that spiritual intellect, that higher level of like that spiritual integration, y'all. Yeah, because that's that King of Air, okay? And this is exactly where they need to be, where they're supposed to be. So there's a lot of happiness coming out of this, is what I'm seeing here. But this is like that stringent part, right? Okay. Let's get some more here for you guys. Yeah, because this, yeah, you did your big one on this, is what I'm getting here. Okay, but it was all for intents and purposes, right? You are right on track. Okay, with where you need to be. With somebody that was like feeling like they were like this complete wreck. No, so, but they had to be challenged to go within. Let's get a few more here. Let's get some oracles here and see what we got. So I'm seeing here something to do with, didn't I just say it? Okay, so there it is. Beautiful energy turning around here. So I am seeing like immense, absolute delight, okay? After a cycle of finding oneself, all right? And I'm getting that the smallest of things can cultivate the fluttering of moments, okay? And joy. So that, I feel like, is what's happening beneath the surface here, you guys. Yeah, so I'm also seeing here, ooh, so look at this. Something to do with awareness, okay? So pay attention to the subtle energy surrounding your person, okay? Because that's going to let you know exactly how this is affecting them. So it's almost like somebody going shopping for new clothes all of a sudden. Somebody maybe going back to school for, I'm getting here, changing their life, right? It's like, it's almost like somebody could even be like in like this midlife crisis energy, maybe lost direction, but all of a sudden you're going to see this person finding like this straight and narrow path, right? You could be noticing someone maybe making preparation, shopping for different types of supplies. I just heard art. Somebody could be a painter or something like that. Why did I get that? So that could be by trade or an artistic energy. So this is someone that is finding their way home, okay, to them and you. All right. So those are the types of things that I feel like, also too within the things in nature that you may see, the signs and things like that, right? Angel numbers and, different things like that, right? But I'm seeing also too, ooh, why is discerning energy showing up here? This is encouraging you to see the truth of the situation, right? And recognizing what is going on with this person. Now, I'm seeing here allowing yourself to tap into your intuition as well, okay? Because a cycle is coming to an end. There it is. That's what I just said. So someone is becoming, getting here, and also to surrendering to the changes of who they truly are. Someone is very, I'm getting here, eccentric, very unique type of energy. Someone could do something very different for a living, maybe a creative, or, please take that how it resonates, something off the beaten path, right? But I'm seeing here, to trust the powerful process, okay? Yeah, so be bold and mighty, okay? Look at that. Oh, I'm loving this energy here, okay? Forces are aiding you, okay? Good luck is in your favor. I think that this is all a plan when it comes to love. Look at that, y'all. This energy is amazing. So listen to your heart. I feel like that's the biggest thing here. And I feel like you have encouraged someone to be real with themselves, but also to encourage them to embrace what makes them happy. I feel like there's there's an element of free spirited energy, IAS, going on here, okay? Yeah. So it's something about what they, have been putting off. Now they're putting the wheels in motion, y'all. Okay. Ooh, please give us one more for the collective. Somebody has newfound confidence. You've changed someone in a very amazing way. So I feel like that's the shielding, right? And it's like your frequency is vibrating at such a high level, you guys, that it is actually, it's almost like a remote that is controlling their growth phases now, is what I'm getting here. Okay, look at this, somebody's reconciling. I see that here, you know, remembering the source of love, and action. That could be what someone is doing soon. And also too, I'm getting here reaching out with the simple first step. Ooh, that's for somebody here, okay? Destiny is at play. You guys, I think I'm going to go ahead and leave this message here. This is for someone, you know? So, as always, you know, please like, share, subscribe. Also, too, don't forget to hype your girl up. You guys, I appreciate you so much. Intuitively Awakened IAS, thank you for stopping by. And I will see you guys for your next message. Until next time, guys, take care. Love ya. Bye.